Welcome to ThrillerRanked, where we bring you the smartest, scariest, and most mind-blowing thriller movies ever made. Today, we're counting down the top 10 thriller movies you must watch before you die. Stay with us until the very end, because our number one pick is an absolute masterpiece. Let's begin. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Shutter Island from 2010. Imagine you're a US Marshal sent to a remote, storm-swept island to investigate the disappearance of a patient from a fortress-like mental hospital. What starts as a routine case quickly spirals into a psychological nightmare. You're bombarded with cryptic clues, menacing staff, and terrifying hallucinations that make you question everything, including your own sanity. This film, directed by the legendary Martin Scorsese and starring Leonardo DiCaprio, is a masterclass in building atmospheric dread. It's a journey into the darkest corners of the human mind, leading to one of the most talked about, debated, and utterly shocking endings in cinema history. Shutter Island isn't just a movie you watched. It's an experience that stays with you, leaving you emotionally rattled and questioning the very nature of reality. It's mind-bending, it's emotional, and it's completely unforgettable. Coming in at number 9, we have the slick and disturbing Gone Girl. Released in 2014 on his 5th wedding anniversary, Nick Dunn's wife, Amy, vanishes. As the police investigation unfolds and the media circus descends, Nick goes from a concerned husband to the prime suspect in the public eye. But this is where the story gets brilliant. Through a series of flashbacks from Amy's diary, we get a completely different picture of their marriage. Is Nick a murderer, or is he the victim of an elaborate, twisted game? Directed by David Fincher, this movie is a chilling exploration of marriage, identity, and the masks we wear. The tension is relentless, filled with masterful manipulation, jaw-dropping twists, and a scathing commentary on media sensationalism. The ending is so perfectly unsettling it will leave you disturbed and debating it for days. It's the perfect blend of a gripping mystery and a high-stakes psychological thriller. At number 8, we have the brutal and legendary Korean masterpiece, Oldboy from 2003. A man named Oh Dae-soo is suddenly kidnapped off the street and imprisoned in a hotel-like room for 15 years. He has no idea who his captor is or why he's being punished. Then, just as suddenly as he was taken, he's released. Armed with only a burning desire for revenge, he begins a violent and desperate quest to find his tormentor and uncover the truth. This film is a visceral, unflinching, and stylistically brilliant piece of filmmaking. The famous one-take hallway fight scene is iconic for a reason: it's pure cinematic poetry in motion. But the real power of Oldboy lies in its story. The journey for vengeance leads to a final revelation so devastating, so gut-wrenching that it hits you like a physical blow. The twist is one of the most infamous in film history and solidifies this movie as a true classic. In the number 7 spot is Prisoners from 2013. This movie asks a terrifying question: how far would you go to save your child? On a quiet Thanksgiving afternoon, 2 young girls disappear. As the hours turn into days, the police investigation, led by Detective Loki, hits a dead end. The prime suspect is released due to lack of evidence, and one of the fathers, Keller Dover, is convinced the man knows where his daughter is. Fueled by desperation and rage, he decides to take matters into his own hands, kidnapping the suspect to torture the truth out of him. This film is dark, emotional, and relentlessly intense. Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal deliver powerhouse performances that will leave you breathless. The moral ambiguity and the raw, palpable grief make every scene feel heavy. Your heart will be racing until the very last, haunting second. Slicing its way into number 6 is the 2011 American adaptation of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. A disgraced financial journalist, Mikhail Blomkvist, is hired by a wealthy industrialist to solve a 40-year-old mystery: the disappearance and presumed murder of his niece. To navigate this web of family secrets and corruption, he enlists the help of Lisbeth Salander, a brilliant but deeply troubled computer hacker with a photographic memory and a fierce sense of justice. What they uncover is far darker and more dangerous than they ever imagined. Directed by David Fincher, the film is defined by its chilling, cold Swedish atmosphere and its meticulously crafted plot. Rooney Mara's transformation into Lisbeth Salander is iconic. The story is a slow burn, gradually building tension and suspense to absolute perfection. It's a sophisticated, stylish, and completely engrossing thriller. Cracking our top 5 is the unforgettable classic, Seven, from 1995. 2 homicide detectives, the world-weary veteran on the brink of retirement and his young, idealistic partner, are on the hunt for a serial killer. But this is no ordinary killer. He is meticulous, patient, and bases his murders on the 7 deadly sins. Each crime scene is a grotesque and elaborate work of art, designed to shock and horrify. The film is drenched in a dark, rainy, and oppressive atmosphere that feels like a character itself. Every scene is dripping with tension, making you feel the dread and desperation of the detectives. Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt are a phenomenal duo, but it's the film's final 10 minutes that have become legendary in thriller history. The reveal of the killer's master plan and the infamous "what's in the box" scene are moments of pure cinematic genius that will be burned into your memory forever. Now for number 4, we re-looking to the future with a movie that has unbeen made yet but has the potential to be one of the greatest psychological thrillers of all time. the upcoming adaptation of the smash hit novel The Silent Patient. The book's premise is pure genius. A famous artist, Alicia Berenson, shoots her husband 5 times in the face and then never speaks another word. She is sent to a secure psychiatric unit, becoming a silent enigma. A criminal psychotherapist named Theo Faber becomes obsessed with her case, determined to unravel the mystery of why she did it and what made her go silent. He's willing to risk everything to get her to talk. The novel's twist is one of the most shocking and cleverly executed reveals in modern literature, a moment that made readers around the world gasp. If the movie adaptation is faithful to the source material's brilliant structure and shocking conclusion, it will undoubtedly become an instant classic. Our number 3 spot goes to another Korean masterpiece from 2003, Memories of Murder. Directed by the Oscar-winning Bong Joon-ho, this film is based on the haunting true story of South Korea's first documented serial killer case in the 1980s. In a small, rural province, a series of brutal murders targeting women has the local police force completely out of their depth. 2 local detectives, using their brutish old-school methods, clash with a more methodical detective sent from Seoul to help with the case. As they chase shadows and dead ends, the killer remains elusive, and the pressure mounts. This isn't your typical fast-paced thriller. It's a slow burn that feels terrifyingly real, capturing the frustration, the incompetence, and the sheer human tragedy of the investigation. The film is a perfect blend of dark comedy, gripping suspense, and profound sadness. It's as pure cinematic art that ends on one of the most powerful and unforgettable final shots in film history. Racing into the number 2 position is Christopher Nolan's dazzling masterpiece from 2006, The Prestige. The film follows the intense rivalry between 2 ambitious stage magicians in Victorian London. Robert Angier and Alfred Borden, after a tragic accident on stage drives them apart. They become bitter enemies, consumed by a desire to outperform and destroy one another. Their obsession pushes them to create the ultimate illusion, the transported man, leading them down a dangerous path of deception, sacrifice, and dark secrets. The movie itself is structured like a magic trick, constantly misdirecting you and challenging you to look closer. The writing is incredibly smart, layered with clues and foreshadowing that you'll only catch on a second or third viewing. The rivalry between Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale is electric, and the shocking twists and final mind-bending reveal will make you reevaluate everything you thought you knew. This is Nolan at his absolute best. And now, for the number 1 thriller movie you must watch before you die. The Usual Suspects from 1995. This film is the definition of a legendary twist. Following a deadly shootout on a boat, the police are left with 2 survivors, a severely burned Hungarian mobster and a small-time con man with cerebral palsy named Verbal Kint. As the customs agent interrogates Kint, he weaves a long and complicated story about how he and 4 other career criminals were brought together by a mysterious, almost mythical criminal mastermind known as Kaiser Seizi. Seizi is a ghost, a terrifying figure who controls everything from the shadows. The entire film is a puzzle box, a masterfully constructed narrative told through flashbacks. You hang on every word, trying to piece together the truth. And then comes the final scene. The last few minutes of this movie contained one of the greatest, most jaw-dropping, min-exploding reveals in the history of cinema. If you have somehow never watched this movie, prepare to have your mind blown. It's the ultimate thriller. Those were our top 10 thriller movies you must watch before you die. Tell me in the comments, which movie on this list shocked you the most, and what did we miss? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more top 10 thriller lists, only on ThrillerRanked. Thanks for watching.